Hi YouTube, thanks for tuning in today. What's good? My name is Linda. I will also be my student girl and I'll have another daily don't judge me. Thanks for tuning in today. Today we're going to be playing Tropico. Now, our Tropico. First thing I always do is I go over here to the dock, right? And if you see the little exclamation point, there's there's something you have to do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy my trade routes, my trade licenses, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy the platinum package because you get additional trade offers. Right off the back, if you press right trigger and you see all the buttons here, the button obviously that has the little ship's maps or whatever, that's going to be your trade route. So I'm going to press triangle here, and you see you get different contracts. And you also see you have different places that you can ship to. And then you also have different prices. If you ship outside of people, then you get, like foreign standing, you get -5. If you ship them, you get +5 if you ship to, the crown. Then we have wool and tobacco. Wool and tobacco, honestly, for starting off, are really good. We have logs, and that's about all we have right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take out a tobacco contract. We do not have a tobacco plantation yet. This is corn. So what we do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a plantation, and we're going to go down to tobacco. Now, as you see, the lines tell you where would be the optimal place to have it, just based off of if it's going to be plentiful in that area. So I'm going to place it right here. Now, here's one of my secrets. So I always put my construction office and my Teamsters office. I give them max funding, and I build secondary versions of them because the construction office builds, obviously, it constructs, and then the Teamsters office, it distributes resources throughout the island. So if you need, say you have a factory. If you have a factory, you need it to get wool to make cloth, then somebody needs to take the wool there from the farm. So Teamsters office helps in that regard. This right here is a plantation. Build more plantation sugar. So we'll go ahead and we'll build a plantation. When you do missions like this, it actually gives you rewards once you complete them. And then you can connect your roads like so, just to make sure everybody's able. Now when you see these little shacks, these are people. You can see who's living in there, right? We can see what kind of job he has. We can click on him. So his wealth is broke right now, so he lives in a shack. He's working at the Teamsters office. So what we want to do, we just upgraded the Teamsters office, so the wealth provided is going to be rich. So he's going to have money to move out, but he needs a place to move. If we check these houses, it's 4 out of 4 families. So we need to go ahead and build some more houses. So here, now you can space things like houses. I learned that spacing for houses are pretty even. You don't really have to put them that far apart. Now, here's one of my secrets. Secret tip number 1. I actually create multiple docks at the beginning and throughout the game. The purpose for creating multiple docks is I can get more trade contracts. If I get more trade contracts, I make more money. If I make more money, I can do more things. So, that's your tip number 1, is to make multiple docks. Okay? Well, that's tip number 2, actually. Tip number 1 was to make an additional construction office and Teamsters office. So, when you're in sandbox mode, which is the mode that I'm playing, you don't have any goals. You just play until you get either overran, your mandate isn't extended, or you lose the game. So you can speed up the game if you want. If you're waiting for something to build, you can speed it up, or you can slow it down, or you can even pause. So that's a good thing about playing in sandbox. Sandbox mode is a great mode If you didn't want to play campaign mode, and if you didn't want to play mission mode, and you don't want to go to multiplayer yet, sandbox mode is a good mode to kind of learn what's going on. Okay, build a library. Now, if you ever played CivRev, you know that you generate research points, and research points allow you to learn new skills. Similar idea here. You build libraries and things that generate research points, and that actually allows you to learn the skills. So we're going to set up our research, right? So farm upgrades, which you can upgrade your plantations, and your plantations will be more profitable, more fruitful for you. Ranch upgrades, same thing with the ranches. You upgrade those. Mines, we need this to actually be able to farm mines. So I actually want to learn mines first, and then farm upgrades and ranch. And then I normally get lumber mill, military fort, and farming. So you can kind of set things out pretty far. The reason why I want to learn mines right here is an iron deposit. We can get us an iron contract. We can ship out iron. We can do a lot of stuff with it. So in order to get that, we need to have the ability to build a mine. And if you look here, we can't build a mine until we learn that technology. All right? So simple. Okay. And sometimes when you see people aren't working there, it's because they don't like the pay. So we just want to update the pay a little bit. Right. So everything seems to be going along nicely. Now, all of this area here is unexplored territory. So I can't build anything here until I explore it. To explore, we just go here to the castle, and we go down to explore, $1,000. So that's what we're going to do. And we have a trade ship coming in, and it's going to give us the resources. Now, you can go as far as 10,000 on the dot in debt. So if you need to do different things, if you need to get different money or whatever, you want to buy some stuff, buy it on loan because you know you have a couple contracts coming in, you can do that, right? You just can't go over 10,000. Eventually, if you press your left trigger and you see the little circle, if you press the circle, you have the little scroll. This right here shows different options that you have, which I should have stayed on that other tab because I can't go back now. Sovereign debt is where you pretty much you get money. So here you can put out different edicts, what are kind of like temporary laws. So you can put this out and they help you out, but we don't need anything right now unless we do food happiness. Another tip here, left trigger, you see the little book. If you press square, if you press that, that's going to show you what your current economy is. Right now, I'm only bringing $2,000 in on revenue, and my expenses are 17. So obviously, I'm in the hole right now, and I will be in the hole. Corruption's at 20%, but I have $0 in corruption because I just started. Unemployed, I have 1 unemployed. I have 34 open jobs. So obviously, I'm like, dude, go get a job. Like, what are you doing? Power, I'm not going to have that until I get a power plant. Overall happiness. This is the most important tab in this section. Overall happiness is the happiness of your people. You see how my approval rate to the left side, you see 30% with the thumbs up. That's your approval rate. You need that to be 51% or more to proclaim your independence in the colonial era. So what we want to do is we want to make them happy. Crime and safety is at 60. We don't have to worry about that. Food is at 28. So if food's at 28, we go over from that. Food variety is at 1. We need to build them more sources of food. All they're eating right now is corn. So we're going to build a couple ranches. Healthcare is at 0. We can't get healthcare yet until we get to world wars. Housing's at 30. That's not too bad. Jobs at 34. That's not too bad. Liberty's at 29. So we can increase their liberty. We have to give them choices. We can't tell them what to do. And then religion's at 0. So we're going to go ahead and build a church. So that's what we're going to do. This also shows you how many homeless you have. You have 15 homeless, 1 death from poor health care, which we can't do anything about right now. And it tells you everything. If you go down here, there's, I would definitely encourage you to go through here. You can kind of see what's going on, what your relationships are. Swiss bank account is for your personal. This is because I played this game a while, so I have 137,000 in my Swiss bank account, and then infrastructures. All right, cool. So we're gonna fast forward everything here. We're not able to get another contract yet, but what we do, we're gonna go ahead and put another tobacco contract on because that's what's popping right now. Tobacco and meat and milk and cheese at the beginning are really good. They're really good things to invest in. Right? We're gonna raise the price. Alright, so everything's going. Nobody working here? Really? Yeah, getting people to work can be a little bit of a struggle. Alright, you can also place managers in buildings. If you look down, it says administrative maximum number of customer service increased by 20%. Altruist increases wealth for workers. We'll do altruist here. And then what we want to do, we want to put an administrator in a construction site because the maximum amount of service goes up. Right. And this is just sending someone to school. So this levels up your character. You see how they have stars. We're going to pick somebody who has the lowest star, which is the altruist and celebrity. All right, give them a little bit of money here. All right, cool. So this is good. See, I normally pay people a lot of money to work. We'll put a tycoon here. Effectiveness on maximum budget increased by 12. So it makes these, importing more effective. Okay. Alright, so that looks good. So since we have a second dock, we can put a second contract on. We can do cocoa or we can do tobacco. Cocoa is really good. We just have to build a plantation for it. Plantation, and we go up to cocoa. We can put it right here, which is perfect. I like to have a little gap because I like to go through a little bit. And then that's set up. Now the only other thing I'm going to do before ending this episode is I'm going to go ahead and build some food sources. So cattle, we have meat and milk, right, which would be best service back here. We'll put that there. Another ranch, we have pigs, which is meat, which is best service over here as well. And we'll put you right there. Alright, you see my approval went down. Okay. Like, nobody wants to work unless you put it to, like, rich. And it's like, dude, like, really? Alright, our homeless. Looks like everybody's pretty much moved in. Once you have enough housing for people, they're going to move out of these shacks, and once they get jobs. We're going to fast forward it. Come on. And later on, you'll figure out that you can actually buy workers. Like, if nobody's working here, I can literally invite a foreign worker for $1,500. And then they'll come work there for me. Got this going, and you see where it says 2 years, 8 months. That's how long you have on your mandate in the colonial era. So if your mandate runs out, if that gets to 0 months, you get kicked out. And if you haven't proclaimed your independence by then you lose the game. So you want to make sure you keep that mandate up. Alright, so I think that's why I'm going to go ahead and end this tutorial today. I'll go ahead and try to put this up maybe 3 times a week, a little bit more if I have enough time. But thanks so much for tuning in, and thanks for being awesome. Go ahead after save it. It's all the same. Whatever. But anyway, thanks for watching the tutorial. Like, comment, sub, become an awesome star. I'll see you guys later.